Hi there, and welcome to Hibbert's Hangout. Today on the channel we've got a game of Marvel Crisis Protocol, in which will be the Uncanny X-Men taking on the Avengers. The threats being played today are Gamma Wave sweeps across Midwest, and Research Station attacked. Both of these are on Map E, which is a straight line down the centre of the board, and the threat level being played today is 16 threat. So we'll show you the squads, and then get into the game from there. Our Avengers roster today consists of Captain America leading them into battle, and the Hulk, and also the Hulkbuster. Team tactics cards for the Avengers include Avengers Assemble, Helios Laser Bombardment, Gamma Launch, Field Dressing, and Medpack. Our Uncanny X-Men today consists of Cyclops, Wolverine, Jean Grey, and Beast. Team tactics cards for the X-Men include To Me My X-Men, Exceptional Healing, Jean, Children of the Atom, and Brace for Impact. So here's our board setup for today's game, and we've got the Gamma Shelters and the Research Stations with the Researcher in the middle, all set up on Map E, which is just that straight line straight down the middle as you see it there. So here are X-Men deployed with Jean on the left, Beast and Wolverine in the centre, and the right hand side has Cyclops. Our Avengers squad today has the Hulkbuster on the left, Captain America in the centre, and Hulk on the right hand side. So Beast was up first and he just did a medium advance to get to the other side of that Gamma Shelter and Research Station, and just entered his turn there to try and secure a point for the X-Men. So the Hulk is up first for the Avengers, and he's spending all three of his power to play Gamma Launch. And we'll see who he chooses to throw and to where right in a second. And so the Hulk has chosen to fling Iron Man all the way up the board, so he is in with contested range of that centre Gamma Shelter and also the Researcher. And for the rest of the Hulk's actions, he just moved up short to get within contested range of their own Gamma Shelter. Next up for the X-Men was Wolverine. He just did 2 medium advances to get within contesting range of that Researcher and Centre Gamma Shelter. So then Cap just did 2 medium advances as well, and got himself placed within one of the Researcher and Centre Gamma Shelter. So then it was over to Cyclops, and much like the rest, he just did 2 medium advances to get within contesting range of that Researcher and Gamma Shelter. So it was down to the Hulkbuster to finish things off for the Avengers in round number 1, and he started things out with a heavy repulsor blast into Cyclops, which got through for 1 damage, but it does get a push him away short. And he did the same into Wolverine, and this got through for 2 points of damage. And to finish things off, the Uncanny X-Men was Jean. She did a medium advance and then shot his psionic bolt into Captain America, and that got through for no damage. So this is how the board looks at the end of round number 1. You have the X-Men just holding on to their own Gamma Shelter, whereas the Avengers have their own Gamma Shelter, their Centre Gamma Shelter, but more importantly, they also hold on to that Researcher in the centre. Taking a point of damage due to those Gamma Waves sweeping across will be Cyclops and Wolverine, due to being pushed out by the Hulkbuster. So, scoring at the end of round number 1, the Avengers will go up to 5 points due to having their own Gamma Shelter and their Centre, which combines for 3, and they also hold the Researcher for 2 points. The Uncanny X-Men will only be scoring 1 point, and that is due to holding their own Gamma Shelter as we head in to round number 2. During the power phase of our round number 2, the Researcher has moved and has been placed upon the top of that taco truck, but it's still within 1 of the Hulkbuster. So it should be the Avengers starting things out in round number 2, but they have elected to pass over to the X-Men, as they only got 3 activations to the X-Men's 4. So Cyclops got things started, and he borrowed a power off Wolverine to do an optic devastation. First one went in at Captain America for no damage, and the second one that would have gone into the Hulkbuster was bodyguarded by Cap, and that one got through for 2 points of damage. For his second action, Cyclops just decided to move medium towards the Centre Gamma Shelter to try and claim that for the Uncanny X-Men. So the Hulkbuster is going to get things started for the Avengers, and he's paid 2 power for Now I'm Mad. And he's going to pick up their taco truck, throw it into Jean, However, she braced for impact, paying 1 point of power to stop all incoming damage. So the Hulkbuster then paid 3 power to do a meteor punch, and this went into Jean Grey. He got through for 1 point of damage, but he did get to throw her away, so he did that and threw her right into those barricades for another point. He did not get the wild for the explosive, so Beast was fine. And then the Hulkbuster then followed this up with a heavy repulsor blast, this time into Cyclops, which got through for 1 point of damage, but also gets to push him away short. So Beast was up for the Uncanny X-Men, and as you can see, he ended up in the shadow of the Hulkbuster. This is because he did an acrobatic strike, got the wild, so he had to be placed within 1, but he also did 3 points of damage to the Hulkbuster. He followed this up by paying 2 for his baser instincts, threw Captain America away short, and followed that up with another acrobatic strike, and this one did 0 damage into the Hulkbuster. So it's over to the Avengers, and they decide to play Avengers Assemble, paying a point of power from Captain America, the Hulkbuster, and the Hulk. And they've moved up with the Hulkbuster moving up short in between that researcher, and he's also within 1 of the far gamma shelter. Hulk jumped up over the car, got himself within contesting range of the centre, and Captain America has followed behind him, also just moving up short. So it was the Hulk who just did a strike into Beast for 2 points of damage. He also got a wild for that short push, so he pushed Beast out of the contesting range of the gamma shelter, and then the Hulk just did a short advance to contest both the researcher and that center gamma shelter. So then we had Wolverine for the X-Men, and he just did 2 medium moves to get within contesting range of the Avengers gamma shelter. And Captain America basically copied Wolverine with 2 medium advances to get within contesting range of the opponent's gamma shelter. In this case, it's the Uncanny X-Men. So it was over to Jean, and she did a medium advance to get within range of the Hulkbuster, so she could do a matter transmutation, which means that she could push him away short. And she followed this up by doing a psionic bolt into Captain America, which would have done 7 points of damage. So he has been dazed, and she's managed to save the Uncanny X-Men's gamma shelter. So this is how the things look at the end of round number 2. You have the X-Men controlling both their own and the Avengers gamma shelters, whereas the Avengers hold the center shelter along with the researcher, thanks to Hulk. Taking damage from those gamma shelters sweeping across the map is the Hulkbuster, Cyclops, and Beast. So at the end of round number 2, the Avengers will score 4 points due to holding the center shelter for 2, and the researcher also for 2, taking them from 5 to 9, whereas the X-Men will go from 1 to 5 due to holding their own gamma shelter and their opponents. As we head into round number 3, flipping their card will be Captain America for the Avengers. During the power phase of round number 3, the researcher has been moved up the board to be within 1 of that research base. So if the Avengers are able to secure it this round, they will net themselves 4 victory points. Captain America got things started for the Avengers with a strike into Jean Grey, which got through for 2 points of damage. He followed this up by spending that 2 power he just gained for a shield slam, and this would have done 4, which managed to daze Jean. At that point, Cyclops screams, "Jean!" and he has done an optic blast into the Hulk, and that got through for 3 points of damage. So it was Cyclops up for the Uncanny X-Men, and he just did 2 mini movements to get within contesting range of the researcher and also their own gamma shelter. He then did To Me My X-Men, paying a power to move Beast short up the board, and followed that up with Field Leader, spending 3 to move Beast further to just try and box out the Hulkbuster and the Hulk from securing either the researcher or the gamma shelter. So the Hulkbuster was up for the Avengers, and he started things out by spending, well, he didn't spend, but his team spent a total of 14 power for a Helios laser bombardment, 8 coming from Hulk and 6 coming from Cap. And this dealt 10 damage into Beast, which dazed him. It did also get the sweep and clear effect, so it did 1 point of damage to Cyclops. And then the Hulkbuster followed this up by spending 1 for a hit and run. And he did a heavy repulsor blast into Cyclops for the last point of damage necessary to daze him. And then he's moved up medium just to get within one of that researcher, so we'll be claiming it for the Avengers. So Wolverine, for his turn, just stayed where he was to claim that gamma shelter, as even with 2 medium moves, he won't be able to get over there to help contest that researcher due to being the only X-Men alive. And then we're over to Hulk to finish things off. And the Hulk also just stayed where he was to claim that center gamma shelter that will net the Avengers 2 victory points. So at the end of our round number 3, Wolverine will net the X-Men 3 victory points, taking them from 5 to 8. However, the Avengers would net themselves 9 points, which would take themselves past 16, putting them on 18. At the end of the round, due to Hulk holding that center shelter for 2, Captain America's contested the far shelter for 3, and they've also secured the researcher within 2 of that research station for another 4 victory points. So that was a very quick and short and decisive game for the Avengers. Even due to having less models, they were able to outmuscle the Uncanny X-Men. So there we have it, the 3-man Avengers were able to take down the Uncanny X-Men. Even due to having less activations, it really helped with Hulkbuster being able to control the battlefield with his heavy repulsor blast and just move the X-Men around at will. Quite a decisive game for the Avengers. They made it look very easy, scoring 18 points to just 8. But it was quite enjoyable. Just wish maybe the X-Men would have had a better showing, and really they needed to put more damage onto the Hulkbuster, but it just wasn't to be their day. So all that's left to say is thank you very much for watching, and if you'd like to leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you next time.